is Wirdi law, the kaba, which is the native beef from my country. I come from Wangan and Jagalingou country, Wangan and Jagalingou homelands back in Australia. I'm a spokesperson for the Wangan and Jagalingou Traditional Owners Family Council. We are the people of the Galilee Basin in central Queensland, whose lands and waters of the Carmichael and Belyando River areas, the place of our ancient and sacred springs, will be destroyed by the Adani Carmichael coal mine.
My pedigree goes back to in decades of this country, and I go back to the origins representing this country. I respect people, live and following our laws, and it's the people who are threatened by the Adani coal mine. While we've said time and again in a clear voice no to this project. On the 12th of January, Mr. Kaiser stated, do I have your interest here? Wrongly, he stated that my people had given the approval for this mine, and he does not have any right to state this. Neither him nor anyone else has talked to a representative of the Wangan and Jagalingou people. His main source of information seems to be the Ministry of the Minister Metcalfe and the Minister of Economics, a politician who cannot speak in a credible way about indigenous rights. Siemens, according to international law, is demanded according to the standards for the right of free and consent to act, following free and prior consent, and you've missed getting this consent. If you'd done this with the necessary caution, you would have realized that my people has fought against the building of the Carmichael mine in our land for years. We've voted against this several times, and in the international stage and in the courts of Australia, we've fought against this. Across different political fields, our decisions were respected. So have you forgotten to look at the question of plausibility of a vote, 294-1, which is typical for dictatorships and countries without democracy. This result does not reflect the intention of my people and the way how we take our decisions. You don't know us, and you don't know what's happened over the past 5 years, and it seems you haven't even tried to find this out. The alleged agreement that you referred to is more than dubious. There's no legitimacy of a true consensus because there was no rightful representation of Wangan and Jagalingou. Many traditional landowners boycotted the constructed meeting, and many people who elected in this later on were disowned of their natural rights. I'm here to let you know today that there's no approval. You cannot referring just to the incorrect legal decisions of Australia and to just take us out of the picture. With your actions, you dismiss your own rules and guidelines. You must not hide behind the statements of Adani and the Australian government, because you were misled, Mr. Kaiser. It's true that this mine was the consent was given without our consent. The Wangan and Jagalingou did not consent to this. A clear breach of a right to epic, and this doesn't get legal through any meetings of Adani that were manipulated by Adani. They just cover our decision, which has always been no. It was just given the view of a consensus, and the meetings were just there to divide our people by brutal attacks of the state. The agreement that the Adani Indigenous Land Agreement was was nullified in 2017 already by the court. It was only saved by the Australian Attorney General, and through old contracts that was certainly law was thought through. Australia has just changed the laws in order to give a wrong and misleading representation of a people legal status. So everything was taken out of the law that would have been necessary for the state and Adani. Our free and independent consent. The action of the governments happened on the clear order of the Prime Minister of Australia to Adani to solve the problem, so to break the actions of my people. Sorry, you're speaking in question time's up. We're here in the annual general meeting. I've come to demand your responsibility. Does the company Siemens understand that it's bound by international law I would like to inform you once again that your speaking time is up. Please come to the end of your remarks. Otherwise, I will have to take the floor away from you. May I say one last sentence? Okay, on this basis, we ask Siemens to immediately withdraw the contract with Adani, and Murrawah would be glad if you finally talk to her. Thank you for your time.